G'day legends, I hope you're all amazing. On today's video, we're checking out a new range of pedals from Sonisfact. They have 3 drives in their lineup with a very similar layout, but a contrasting set of tones. I'm going to take this VOS 82 to show you. This has a drive, a level, and a clean blend control. And you'll notice there's a graphic EQ living in the middle here. You can place this pre or post gain. I absolutely love that. Then there's a foot switchable boost called HIT or HIT, and that's controllable by this red slider over here. The 3 drives follow the same format. The VOS 82 has a wide and a thick mode. That's the color blue. You can probably guess what that one is based on. The VOS 80, it's green, and it has the 2 famous green overdrives built in there. One called Texas, one called Nashville. Same graphic EQ layout, pre-post functionality. There's a clean blend control as well as a drive and a level as before. And then the one that I find the most interesting, the VOS 81. This has 2 modes, Blizzard and Fury. And if you don't know what they're based on, I'm going to gamble that you're not a Randy Rhoads or a Malmsteen fan. And if you are a Randy Rhoads and a Malmsteen fan, you know that one's going to be based on the MXR Distortion Plus and the other the DoD 250. Having the Blizzard mode and the graphic EQ is going to be great for those Randy style tones, boosting a dirty amp. And guess what? They have another pedal. This is a chorus and phaser. Both the chorus and phaser have rate, depth, and level controls. The phaser has 3 selectable modes, 45, 90V, and 90M, so based on an MXR Phase 45, a vintage Phase 90, or a modern Phase 90. And then the chorus has a chorus and vibrato mode along with a low cut and a high cut control on here. These are independently foot switchable, and you can flip-flop the order. There is so much to get through on these pedals. They have some great features, but how do they sound? Let's go. not least, let's have a listen to the chorus and phaser. I think this is a really interesting combination of modulation effects to combine into a single pedal, but you do have the ability to foot switch them on and off independently and change the order that they come in. I definitely appreciate that there is a low and a high cut control on the chorus, as well as 3 foot switchable phaser modes. You've got 40, 90V, and 90M. The 90 modes obviously are going to be based on an MXR Phase 90, a vintage or a modern variation, and then you've got the more subtle Phase 45. There's also a chorus or vibrato switch on here, and from listening to it, I'm guessing what it's doing is similar to the old VOS CE1 style chorus, where the vibrato mode is still a chorus, it's just using a different waveform. Let's tuck into this one. There are some really juicy tones on tap. enjoyed the tones in this video. Personally, the phaser and chorus is the pick of this bunch for me. I love the sounds, I love the functionality, and it's got a nice balance between control and instant gratification. I mean, I would probably just set this on the 90 vintage mode for the phaser with the rate at 1 o'clock, the depth and level around noon. That's going to give me that Van Halen style phaser. And then the chorus, I really like the chorus and the vibrato mode on there, some subtle variations, but again, a nice low rate on there, bring the depth and the level up, and you get that late 70s, early 80s license style chorus on there. Being able to change the order is nice, but I think I like the more traditional phaser into chorus tone on there. Then out of the drives, having the VOS 80 with the Texas and Nashville setting immediately switchable on there, I can see being incredibly handy for guitar players who are doing a lot of gigs where they need to either change up their core drive tone, or maybe they're doing a session and they want to say track something with a Strat on the Texas setting and then go over to the Nashville setting for the solo. And across all of these, the graphic EQ is such an awesome feature. Being able to place it pre-gain so that you can have it change up the overall texture and say beef up a tinny sounding guitar or tighten up a loose sounding guitar is beautiful, and the clean blend on all of them is great. It's such a nice feature on there just to get a little bit more attack out of the tone. The VOS 82, which is sort of the blues driver, blues OD style thing, I really like the wide mode on there. The thick mode was really cool as well. That one's great for just single note soloing, and again, more of that running a clean amp using this as your primary drive. And I'd probably kick in the hit on this a lot more than the other pedals. And then I think it's so awesome that they've gone ahead and put essentially an MXR Distortion Plus or a DOD 250 into one pedal, again with the graphic EQ. And the names are perfect, Blizzard and Fury. If you want to do the Randy thing in particular, having the graphic EQ on that Blizzard mode, all knobs on 10 there, the foot switchable boost is a beautiful thing. And the Fury mode, again, as we heard in that jam, it's a really subtle variation on what the Blizzard mode is doing. I personally think for single note solos, it's a little bit nicer. It doesn't get so chopped up and almost bit crusher sounding on there, like there's a bit more headroom or something like that. But across any of these three drives, chucking them into a dirty amp works really, really well, or using them as the primary drive. Again, I'd probably go with the VOS 80 if I was running into a clean amp for a bluesy style thing, the VOS 82 for more of your fusion, modern sort of tone, and then, you know, if you're an 80s rock pig like I am, this one is just absolutely perfect with that combination of features. And then, you know, run this in front of all of them. I'm so impressed with what Sonisfact are doing. I'll pop a link to their website in the video description. For now, I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you want to support what I'm doing, check out my music and my Patreon. They're linked in the video description. Go grab your guitars and make some loud guitar noises. I'll see you next time.